Good morning. What's up, gang? How we doing, party people? We are back. Day 18. Day 18, 30-day challenge. Real quick, guys, super important. Today, today's day 18. This from here on out, we will only be live. I'll only be live on the Nathan Payne YouTube channel. So if you're like, whoa, what's that? Where I've been watching on Facebook, whatever the case may be, go to YouTube right now, type in Nathan Payne, right? Payne, Payne, Nathan Payne, go to his YouTube channel, subscribe, and then you will be able to watch the rest of the lives for the 30-day challenge on YouTube. So don't go to Facebook. I won't be live on the Facebook anymore. YouTube only. All right, cool. So we got that out of the way. So what do we got for you guys? So we had some cool stuff yesterday, and we were going to have some exciting announcements for today. So a couple cool things. One, yes, we got buyer signed and under contract and lined up for the Beachman property. Funny thing is there's still kind of some bumps that we got to work through. One of them being is the closing costs. So, well, one, we were looking to do a double close, and the title company that the title company that is the title company that the wholesaler that brought the deal to the table, this is a company that he wanted to try out and use. It was his first time trying him out. They're priced pretty well. Well, that's what I said. That's why I wanted to use him. And then come to find out, they let us know yesterday. They're like, oh, wait, what is it? What is it you're like looking to do? We're like, oh, double close, blah, blah, blah. And they're like, yeah, we don't do that. And the other wholesaler was like, bro, I told you guys from the start, this is what we were doing. And you guys said you could do it. So there's a little bit of a hiccup there. So then we were like, okay, now there's still options. So title companies are pretty cool, especially if you've got like a really good, like investor-friendly title company. Now, if you guys remember, we talked to a bunch of them in like the first 4 or 5 days of us doing this challenge. So when this problem came up, I was like, cool, no problem. I was like, bro, I've got stacks on stacks of title companies we can go to. So I called two of the companies that were kind of top of my list from the conversations that we had earlier, and super helpful. And they were like, oh yeah, 100%, we can get this done. Yeah, it's not a problem. We can make this happen. The one thing though, and this is really important, guys, make sure like you look at and know all the costs involved with the deal, right? So a lot of people are like, oh, if you have it under contract for 220 and you're selling it for 230, oh, bro, I'm gonna make 10 grand. No, because there's still costs in the middle. There's title companies, closing costs, all that stuff. And depending how the contract, like a lot of times with wholesaling, when you're selling to a cash buyer, typically the end buyer pays all the closing costs. However, that's not always the case, and you need to specify. So for this scenario, the hedge fund that we're selling the deal to, they're like, yo, we're not paying closing costs. It's like, what do you mean? I was like, bro, that's standard. That's standard. Like, yes. And they're like, well, we'll only pay buyer side. And I'm like, okay, for this deal, we'll move forward with that understanding. So normally that wouldn't be that big of a deal, except for the double closing between like the state transfer and all the other stuff. Closing costs are like $4 grand per closing. So that would be $8,000 in closing costs roughly. And if your wholesale fee is like 10K or even if it's 20K, that's a big chunk. And even for your end buyer, if your end buyer, on closing day, he sees that on a HUD and he like fully understands, he's like, wait, what? It's like, that's crazy. Now, typically they know what to expect. But this is the first deal I've done in Orlando. So, the transfer tax, all this other stuff, costs are totally different depending on where you are. And for us, like AK, it's like dude, we're not paying 8K in closing fees. So what do we have to do? So one, I emailed the hedge fund and I'm like, hey, can we actually switch this to an assignment? I don't think they'll care. For them, it's, they're fine either way. But we do already have signed paperwork, so we'd have to do an addendum and pretty much cancel that one and be like, yo, we're doing an assignment instead. And then I'm probably going to need to get the original purchase agreement to them. They'll probably want to take a look at it, but that's not a big deal. So got to wait to hear back from them just to get the thumbs up of like, yeah, that's fine. We can do an assignment. And then two, now here's the other thing. So we're working with an agent, and specifically the contract's non-assignable. So what we have to do is talk with the agent that's representing the seller and pretty much be like, hey, can we make this assignable? And this is where, like, when we talk about setting expectations and those first conversations and how you present your offer and position yourself to the agent and to the seller, like, this is where they become so crucial. And this is why our conversation, man, I keep getting out of focus here on the camera, or at least on the screen I'm looking at. And so that's why, yeah, it's super important with how we kind of position ourselves in that conversation, because luckily we had a chat with her, what was it, 2 days ago, Wednesday, I think it was. Luckily we spoke with her Wednesday, and that was a really good conversation. So that's also why I told the wholesaler, I'm like, yo, I'm going to call the agent and I'm going to have this conversation with her. I do think we should be able to switch it. I don't think it's going to be a big deal, but it's all how you go about it. Like, it could be the same person, same scenario, right? Same agent, same scenario, same circumstances. And you can have two different people, and they can have two different conversations, and it can go drastically different. But it's all about kind of how you position yourself, how you talk about it. The number one thing is, like, guys, it's like I've been saying it like almost every single day, right? It's really about being honest, being ethical, and like, dude, just don't lie. Because when you put yourself and like you're into this kind of tight box where you don't really have any flexibility. So when something like this pops up, one, it's not good to do that. You don't want to lie, obviously. But two, if something pops up and you need to make a shift one way or the other, that's really hard to do, and you're probably going to get chewed out. Nobody likes getting chewed out. So what's the goal for today? Goal's not to get chewed out, guys. Who's blowing up my phone? Oh, also, the other update, I'm pulling over here. Just emailed you the offer because there were 2 initial blocks empty. Please sign. We will be executed. Cool. So just got the text I was reading right now. That other property, the one on, what was the address for it? The Kewanee Trail. Agent calls me last night. And guys, like, this is where it's like, yo, be willing to like put in the work and do the deal. She called me at like 7:30. Answer on the first ring. Hey, what's up, Glendis? That's the difference between people that kind of get deals and don't get deals. It's as simple as like picking up your phone half the time. So, and being easy to work with. Like, huge. So she calls me and she's like, hey, so it's inherited property. It's like, I think it's a brother and sister or 2 brothers, something like that. And she's like, it's inherited property. It's 2 siblings. One is okay with the offer at 310. She's like, the other one wants 325. I'm like, Glenn is not a chance. Like 310. I told you, I'm like, I would have to renegotiate it back from 310, like 100% guaranteed. And basically, like, I pushed so hard where I was like, I don't want to make this offer. And she's like, please make it. Like, no, he will renegotiate, blah, blah, blah. And I told her up front. So this is like what's so great where we talk about positioning. I gave her the pre-frame, right? That look at, yes, at 310, I already knew I was going to have to renegotiate and probably be around like 290, maybe 295. I was like, the hard thing is like, if we move forward at 325, it's going to be really hard, or it's going to be tough when, I have to do that same reduction, except instead of doing a 10 to 15,000 or $20,000 reduction, instead I'm now doing like a $40,000 reduction. So it's kind of like when we talk about offer price with sellers, right? I'm not giving her my exact number, right? And, I don't know what my exact number is yet, but I'm giving ranges to set in her mind to where right now I'm not telling her, exactly what price I'm going to need it at. But I'm prepping her of like, dude, I'm probably going to give you a $40,000 reduction. So, and she was still like, no, please, like, let's move forward. Like, that's fine. Like, the person that wants the 325, like, once you get someone to walk the property and you're able to give us some feedback on like, hey, this is all the work that's needed. She's like, they'll definitely renegotiate. Like, the person will definitely come down. And then again, I was still giving her pushback. I was like, Glenda's, I really don't want to waste my time or yours. She's like, no. She's like, please. I'm like, okay. So the cool thing is, like, as a wholesaler, you literally have like almost nothing, like there's no way you can go wrong. The only thing is buyers. Like if it's like super crazy, 325 is still pushing it. But the one person said yes to 310, and it's like, it might be able to work somewheres around that 300, 310 range. If it's like 350, it'd be so far away to where like I don't want to waste my buyer's time and get them upset. But we pretty much got free reign to do whatever we want with the property. We can send as many people we want there. We can do it because I told her, I'm like, look, I'm gonna have like a ton of people come look at it. I'm not sure if I'll be able to buy it. And that's the other thing I told her. I was like, at 325, I was like, Glenda's, I promise you I cannot buy this close to 325. So everybody's on the same page, except for maybe the homeowners. But like, and that's the thing is we're doing everything right on our end. If she's misleading the sellers or she's not being, clear with them, that's on her. Hopefully she is. But I also was like, look, I was like, hey, what's the situation? Because like, I don't want to make an offer and I don't want them to expect we sign an offer at 325 and they're like, oh, cool, I've got 325 in the bank. Like I can make all these changes with my life now. I straight up told her this, like verbatim, how I'm telling you right now. I was like, Glenda's, I don't want them to make all this. She's like, no, like they inherit this. It's not like that. I was like, okay. I was like, I mean, just let them know, like, everything is on hold till the end of the inspection. And she's like, yeah, that's totally fine. So I just got a text from them basically like, hey, can you finish signing the offer? And then it's basically, we're going to be under contract with that. So we got one lined up. Now, my plan for that property is, I'm going to call a few of my guys and see, pretty much have them walk it. And I'm going to be on this deal. I don't think there's enough room. So I'm going to have to be super transparent to work the deal with them. And what I mean by that is because it's locked up at a price I don't think I can sell it, I want to be honest with my buyers from the start. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hit up one or two of my buyers, be like, hey, I have this property. One, see if it's a property that they'd even be interested in. Two, be like, look, here's the deal. This is what's under contract for. Like, here's the scenario with the agent. Like, they 100% know this is going to get renegotiated. Like I told them like 50 times. What you can do is we can set up a time, whatever time works for you. We'll set up a time for you to walk it, and then let me know like kind of all the rehab and stuff that needs to it, and you let me know what price you need to be at. And ideally for me, bro, whatever I can renegotiate it at, like, awesome. Like, I'll give it to you. For me, my minimum, like at a minimum, I like to at least just make 10K. So, if we're able to get this thing for like 270, I'll still only take 10K. And if you get an extra like 20, 30K spread on this one, cool, man. Like you make out really well. So we'll see how that conversation goes. So it kind of gives them like a little bit of an extra, hey, I know I'm asking something a little bit unusual because I know it's at a price that you're not interested in, but we can renegotiate it. And the carrot that I'm dangling for them is like, look, depending on what we renegotiated at, like, here's kind of, I'm only looking to make this much on this deal. Like, I'm looking to make a flat rate fee. but I'll renegotiate it to the best that I can. So if you get an extra 20K spread, cool. Not saying everybody's willing to do that. Not every wholesaler will do that. Some people might be like, nah, man, bro, you're cutting yourself short. I mean, what worst case scenario? I buy a ton of really goodwill with my buyer, right? You know, so I'm not too worried about it. And on something that I don't think is a deal to start with. Well, at least not the initial price. Come on, man. Now I look at the second text Glenda sent me. Good morning. Sellers accepted the first offer at 310. Paula, my business partner, will be contacting you for signatures, blah, blah, blah. Guys, it's Friday, man. Come on. Fridays are freaking money. This is like the third, fourth Friday in a row where it's just like good news on good news. Dude, I don't know about you guys. Do you guys like Fridays? I like Fridays. Fridays are don't sleep on a Friday, man. Don't take Fridays off. Go hard on a Friday. Everybody wants to make money on a Friday. God, I freaking love Fridays, man. All right, we've been chatting too much. Let's get to it. Let me present my screen. So, the other cool thing. So one, I told her, I was like, look, I'm gonna want a 7-day inspection at least. And she's like, yeah, that's fine. I was like, also, now I threw it out there. I was like, also, let me share my screen for you guys. Present, share screen, entire screen. All right. And then I was like, look, Glenda, I was like, because we're starting at such a high price and I really don't know if I can do it. I was like, I'm not interested. Like, I don't want to put money, like, I really don't want to spend my time and even put down earnest until the end of inspection, just because like there's a lot that needs to happen between now and then. And she was like, okay, yeah, I don't think that'll be a problem. So that took care of the earnest thing. Now she ended up giving me a call back. She was like, oh, there's not a spot in the contract to do that. I was like, okay, that's fine. So like the default is like 3 days. Now I'm like, I didn't look over the contract. I was just like, whatever. I don't really care too much about the earnest money, just because, I mean, the contract says earnest money within 3 days, but if, she's not kind of harping on me about the earnest money, it's like the earnest money will get to her when it gets to her. Kind of like the Beachman. The Beachman deal still doesn't have earnest money, but it's like they're not giving us a hard time about it because they know we're going to close. So we're going to try and do the same thing here. And if she's giving me a hard time about earnest money on like day 4 of like, hey, where's the earnest? Like, I can be straight up with her, be like, look, here's the deal with the house. Like, this is the price that we need to be at. We can either renegotiate it or, and then I can get you the earnest money, which will come from the end buyer. Or we cancel. All right, cool. So let's go so we got a couple of those. All right, let's review and sign. So this is what the agent's going to send you guys. Yeah, we'll go with this fancy one. I agree. So I already read through this and I already signed it. Is this a whole new one? Let's see. Yeah, like, see, like my initials are on some of these, but for whatever reason, they must have like missed 1 or 2 spots to put the initial box. So they're like, oh, can you just reinitial it? So we click start, we're gonna initial here, and that's it. Submit. Now, the other thing that we're going to do, so this agent, I was also like, oh, hey, I'm unrepresented. You can represent me. I didn't bring this up yet. When I go to renegotiate, I just had a missed call. Okay, that's spam. Let me take my phone off Do Not Disturb. When I go to renegotiate this deal, when I have all the rehab, so like when we go to be like, yo, we need a 40K reduction, or a 30K or whatever. Well, we're getting at 310. So, maybe it'll only be like a 20K reduction. Whatever that thing is, if when we go to reduce, we're like, hey, look, 20K, like that might seem really bad. If she's like, there's no way they're going to go for, I'm like, well, hey, what if, I know you're representing me. What if we took kind of that half of the realtor fee, instead of them having to pay a full 6? What if they only paid 3 or maybe 4%, and then you were able to give them 2 to 3% as a discount to kind of help them, move forward and for us to get the deal done and you can get paid. I don't know, just throwing it out. I mean, what are your thoughts? How do you feel about it? Right? And throw it out because it's their money, right? So you want to ask them, hey, how do you feel? Are you open to this? Because if she's like, yo, that's my money, like, no, I'm not giving away my money for you to get the deal done, then we might like hurt rapport and it might make the deal even more shaky, which is what we don't want to do. So that's kind of, you want to be careful with how you ask it. Hey, Nathan, not really a problem, but we would have to get termination signed for this one and get EMD returned and start the whole process over. Well, the thing is they can do it. We might signing termination won't be an issue. We might be able to have title company use the same EMD for assignment. I'll get back to you shortly. Nathan. Let's do a little bit of spell check. Cool. All right. Okay, cool. That's what, let me text Glendis. Glendis, that's great to hear. I just completed your agreement and submitted it. Okay, cool. And let me send that same message to her assistant, Paula. Hi, Paula. I just completed the agreement and submitted it. Thank you! Exclamation point. All right, cool. So next step is we got a Facebook user. Let's go. That's right, man. Or woman. All right. So now we gotta call the agent. So I'm just trying to think exactly how I want to word it. I feel like there's one thing I was going to tell you guys. What was I going to say? Was on the Orlando deal? Was on the other one? I can't remember. We're done with this. All right, let's call up Caroline. It was Caroline, right? Where's her number? Okay, here it is.
Hey, good morning, Nathan.
Hey, Caroline. Good morning. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. I did I catch you in the middle of something?
No, no, good timing.
So real quick, I one thing for so well, two things actually. One, would it be a problem? Could we actually just switch the or get an addendum so that the contract could be assignable? We ended up one of our contact. I have a contact with a hedge fund, and they actually reached out, and this property, I guess, like perfectly fit their buy box. So I mean, they're good to close. They've already given us EMD and everything. Um, the only thing is for closing. I don't know if we'd be able to close on Wednesday, just because we're talking with the title company. They mentioned that some stuff popped up, and they need to get a few things from the sellers.
Yes, and he's already working on those things.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Do you okay, so they're on top of that. They'll be able to get that pretty quick.
Yeah, it was so the mortgage is actually in his deceased father's name, but he has both death certificates and both social security numbers. So he was trying. He knows he has his mom's, but his dad passed away. Um, longer ago than his mother did. So he just had to dig that up. Um, and then a couple of the code violations was something with there's a window in the front garage in the door, the
Uh-huh.
garage door. There was one window that's been missing. He said since, or not missing, it's kind of like taped up, but since his mother lived there. And I
Oh,
was like,
okay.
he's like, oh my God, okay. And then the fence is messed up because of the hurricane.
Mm-hmm.
And so anyway, it was just a couple of those things, and then signing authorization for an inspection. So that was really it. That was on the request from title.
Yeah, and Allie from Title was able to kind of give me a rundown, and we're pretty cool with Title stuff. I mean, we're here to work with you guys. We're committed to seeing it close. So even if they need a little bit of extra time to sort things out with Title or whatever the case, that's fine.
Right. I'm not sure about assigning the contract. That makes me nervous.
Sure. I
I
guess.
don't.
Yeah.
I in all of my years, I've never assigned a contract. I've always had whoever purchased close.
Okay.
So I would want to discuss it with my broker before I did that.
Yeah. Do you mind me asking? Is there something in particular about assigning that would make you guys nervous?
I mean, I've just never done it in 23 years of real estate. I've never had an assignable contract.
Oh wow, really?
I guess I've just heard like negative things about it, and I've always whoever purchased like all of my contracts have been unassignable. And
Yeah.
even with home builders, like we couldn't assign contracts. So I'm like, there's got to be a reason why assigning contracts is not good. So it just makes me nervous. And I know when this home went under contract, my broker said make sure it's not assignable. So
Yeah, I know the one thing is like, so there's a lot of guys out there to what they'll do is they'll be like, oh, can you make it assignable? And then what they'll do is like they'll make an offer and they'll commit and sign to an agreement. And if it's assigned, but they'll have absolutely like no means of being able to purchase or anything like that. And what they're doing is like they'll just go out and shop it around, but like with having, no clue of the value of the property or like not even caring like what the price is because they're like, oh, well, I can just assign it. And then what happens is those people, you know, they're not able to find someone and then they just, end up canceling a bunch of contracts, which, isn't good and nobody likes that. So that's, I mean, because I would agree with your broker, and I think it's like, that's why I would say yeah, I mean, I would still keep it even for you, I would make all of them non-assignable because what it does is it like keeps all those people away.
yeah.
But for us, I mean, it's like we have assigned. So we were planning to actually do a double close. The only reason why we'd like to do the assignment is just because the fees are like insane if we were to double close it. And so yeah, I mean, like I said, I have a signed purchase agreement with them. Like so, it's not like anything would fall through or they're not committed. There's EMD, there's no inspection period or due diligence or anything like that. It's like everything's good to go, and they're as soon as titles. I mean, we could have closed within like if title was clear, we can close in 72 hours.
Yeah.
But, obviously we're just waiting on title. So, as soon as title's clear, we can do close the next day.
Okay, yeah, I just want to discuss it with Brian. Are you able to send that information to me in an email?
Yeah, like the agreement?
The
or
agreement,
just kind of like what we talked about?
Like who the buyer is going to be and all of that. And then also, I've been trying to hunt down the escrow from you guys for the past 4 days. Right now, we really don't have a contract because I haven't received escrow.
Oh, okay.
And I've been asking. Let's see if Allie's emailed me. I emailed her again last night. I've been told that I keep being told that it's been sent. Okay, see, she said. Okay, she finally just emailed me. Okay, yay! I just need the receipt. Did she attach the receipt? She just said it's received. I'm like, where's the receipt? Because that was due. I know Monday was a holiday, but we went under contract on February 16th, and I still didn't have escrow up until just now. So
okay.
Oh my God. I guess just send that to me in an email. I just want to clear it with Brian, and if he has any questions, I'm just gonna have him contact you directly if that's okay.
Yeah, that's totally fine.
Okay. Let's see. I'm gonna ask her for the receipt, and then that was making me nervous. I'm like, are they not sending it? Okay, what else? All right, well, yeah, let me call Brian, and then I'll call you back.
Okay, thanks so much.
All right, and send me the email, Nathan, so I have the information when I talk to him.
You sent me your email, right?
It's Caroline at baldwinparkre.com.
Okay, is it on your website?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. All right, yeah, I'll shoot you an email in a few minutes.
Okay, thank you.
All right, thanks so much.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Dun, dun, dun. All right, so it didn't go quite as well as I was hoping. It could have gone better. All right, so, man, that's crazy. So, like, she's never done or, like, that's weird that she's been in real estate for so long and it's just, like, no clue about an assignable contract. That happens sometimes. All right, so we got to put together an email for her. All right. This is what Miguel. So what we're gonna do. What is sweet? You'd also need to send over the AB and any addendums before we sign the assignment. Okay, cool. No problem. I'll let you know as soon as it's confirmed on our side that we're switching to an assignment. Nathan. All right, so what we're gonna give her is we're gonna give her we're gonna kind of recap our conversation a little bit. So again, it's not the assignment. She's afraid of the unknown. And even I'm sure her broker's familiar with assignments, but they want to know it's going to close. Like, that's the biggest thing. They just want to know it's going to close. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to give them kind of as much information as possible of like, look, all of it's on the table. Now, here's one thing we're going to do. When we send her the agreement, right? And same thing when you're sending a purchase agreement, like if you're doing an assignment and your buyer's like, hey, I want to see the purchase agreement, you want to send what's called a redacted agreement. What it is it's literally just redacted just means it's your purchase agreement, like signed and everything with the seller, except the purchase price is blacked out. So that's what we're going to send to her. Beachman. So, I think this is between us and seller, I believe. Oh, no. Okay. And then this is the, I don't think I need to send her the addendum. All right, so, all right, first let's type her email in here. Where is your email, Caroline? Let's see. Let's click on contact. Dude, her website is coming up slow. Come on. Where is your? All right, let's try it in here. So what is it? Central Florida lifestyle. Wait. .com. All right. Contact. Okay, here we go. Now, one thing I did in that conversation is, it was like small talk for 2 seconds in the beginning, and then and then I touched on. I was like, oh, hey, I was just going to see, if we'd be able to make the contract assignable, and then I immediately transitioned into title issues and us closing next week. And basically, like, I touched on it and then pivoted right to like, hey, this is the goal that we're both working towards, and then talking about that. And like the title issues and then closing and that stuff. And then we came back to the assignment. We'll figure out the subject in a minute. So let's see. How does she put her name on here? Yeah, Caroline. All right, so hi, Caroline. Here is a brief recap per our conversation. I'm wondering if Allie. So when we spoke with Title yesterday, they know we were looking to do a double close, but they don't actually do double closes, as they let us know yesterday. So they said when they originally opened the file, it was like just opened on their end as an assignment. So when the buyer sent their EMD, it might have just been able to be put towards that. So I know she was talking about receipt for the EMD. Should be able to get that. All right. Hi, Caroline. Here's a brief recap per our conversation. Let's attach. Now, first we've got to, what tools can I use to, we want this. Oops, no, it's not what I meant. So what I'm gonna do is I'm actually gonna print this out. Printable sides, print. Let me call Orel also and let him know. Oh, it's not printing. Does something pop up? Does it need paper? Ugh. So I've got paper. Don't tell me it's out of ink. Change sheet one paper. Let's do no. All right, let's try that again. Print. We've got the right printer. Print both sides. Print. There we go. Cool. Let me call Orel. Just give him a quick update. All right, so he didn't pick up. So we'll just talk to him when we talk to him. One of my hedge fund contacts was very interested in this property and would like to purchase it from us. Attached below is the signed agreement with them. along with is the signed agreement we have with them. Originally, we were looking to do a double close, but to just do an assignment so that it is originally we were looking to do a double close, but would like to just do an assignment. So the wording is going to be important here, guys. We just got to make it really clear. And I mean, she can either call me back and it's like a firm yes, or if there's any kind of hesitancy, I really hope she allows us to talk with her broker, and then just have the conversation with him directly. This is where things can get kind of annoying with like agents or brokers, to where it's like the only reason this is even a question is just because like in the back of her mind there's this stigma with assignments. Like she doesn't know why, she's not sure like what it is, but she's like, I've heard they're bad. So depends where a broker's coming from. So we'll see. So we just have to explain to him like, dude, like it's just an assignment, guys. You know, the commitment is there on all levels. You know, we're right here, we're ready to close. Originally we were looking to do a double close, but would like to just do an assignment. Now, the one thing that we could throw on the table is like a bigger EMD. So it's like, okay, well, what if we put 20 grand down for EMD? Like, can we do it then? And then we'd see if the hedge fund is okay with putting 20 grand down. Originally, we were looking to do a double close, but would like to assign the contract instead. We were looking to do double close, but assigning would be much easier for us. But signing the contract would make it much smoother. Is a signed agreement with the hedge funds I'll submit EMD. Close as soon as title is clear on the seller's side. So why are we saying that? We want to make it sound like, hey, we're like jumping through some hoops for you guys too, right? Or make it be like, hey, you guys have to do your part still. So that it doesn't feel like we're just asking for something. It feels more like a give take. I've also submitted EMD and I'm ready to close as soon as the seller is able to make title clear. If title is able to be cleared, and now again, we're doing the same thing we did on the phone, right? We're focusing back on like the goal, what everybody wants to have happen, the positive. Cool, just keep me updated. You got it. If title is able to be cleared in time, we are ready and would like to close on Wednesday next week. What's that date? March 1st. 3-1-23. One of my hedge fund contacts is very interested in this property. And asked to purchase it from us. Interested in this property and asked to purchase it from us. Attached below is the signed agreement with the hedge fund. They have also submitted EMD and are ready to close as soon as the seller is able to make title clear. If title is able to be cleared in time, we are ready and would like to close on Wednesday next week. You have if you have any questions, please let me know. Thank you. Nathan Valle, 5-853-6551. All right. I'll print it out twice, okay. So what am I doing right now? I don't have like a program to like allows me to use it like a paintbrush or whatever. And I'm not too tech savvy. Maybe you guys will be like, Nate, just use this program, man. I'm all ears. I'd love for you guys to be able to inform me of a program to where I could just do this rather than printing it out. But so what I did was I printed out the PDF. I've got the purchase agreement, and what I'm doing is I'm literally just using a pen and like a Sharpie to scribble out the purchase price. Oh, you know, and that's something I actually hold on. business and now ready to close as soon as the seller is able to make title clear. Title's able to be clear. For reassurance, to reassure just to reassure, I have attached below a redacted copy just to confirm the above, I've attached below a redacted copy of the purchase agreement with the hedge fund. Titles also very familiar with assignments. Just to confirm the above, I have attached below a redacted, just to confirm the above, I've attached below a redacted copy of the purchase agreement with the hedge fund. Title is also very familiar with assignments. Also very familiar with assignments. If you have any questions, please let me know. All right. All right, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to scan these documents and send them to her as PDF. Now, technically, this is not something that you need to do. Like, they absolutely have no right to, like, you know, request this contract. But what I'm doing is, like, we're kind of at their mercy at this point. So we're doing a little above and beyond to, you know, kind of say, hey, look, it's all good. It's all good. Like, look, I know you don't need this, but I'm going to give it to you anyways. Make it assignable and let's do the deal. All right. Okay, cool. Give me 1 second, guys. I'm going to run downstairs. I'm going to scan this. I'll be back in 2 seconds. All right, we're back. All right, so let's make sure it came out okay. All right, let's zoom in. Cool. So like this is gonna be good that they see this. This is gonna be good. They're probably, I don't know, hopefully they don't look too much into it, because then that would just be annoying. Just gonna put 38, 48. Beachman Drive. Let's do PA redacted. I'm gonna save. Gonna put it in Orlando. Put in the Beachman file. All right, then we're gonna go back to here. PA redacted. All right, then we're gonna double check how it looks when she opens it. All right. See, so all we did was we just blocked that out. So when your buyers ask for, oh, I want to see the purchase agreement that I'm buying. And honestly, guys, like if you're like buying wholesale deals, like you should take a look at it just so that you do know what you're buying. But anyways, yeah. So what you do is you just give a redacted version, just block out the your price. Just cool. Okay. Subject. Beachman assignment. Closing and assignment. It was nice chatting this morning. Here's a brief recap of our conversation. All right, let's run through this again. One of my hedge fund contacts was very interested in this property and asked to purchase it from us. They have already signed a purchase agreement with us and submitted EMD and are ready to close as soon as the seller is able to make title clear. If title is able to be cleared in time, we are ready and would like to close on Wednesday next week. Just to confirm the above, I have attached below a redacted copy of the purchase agreement with the hedge fund. Title is also very familiar with assignments. I think it just ends there. If you have any questions, please let me know. Send. Fingers crossed. All right, now let's text Caroline. Hi, Caroline. Man, I don't know. I'm just going to bounce back and forth. Hi, Caroline. Just sent over an email. Giving a brief recap of our conversation. A brief recap of our conversation this morning. I even attached a redacted copy of the purchase agreement with the hedge fund. I have attached a redacted copy of the purchase agreement with the hedge fund so that I even attached a redacted. So I'm using language like I even, right? Rather than just say I attached a copy. I want to make it sound like it's a big deal that I'm giving this to you. Like I'm being so generous. I even attached a redacted copy of the purchase agreement with the hedge fund. What was I going to type? I was just about to type something. Redacted copy of the purchase agreement with the hedge fund for reassurance. To confirm everything we spoke about. I'm just going to say for any reassurance. Hi, Carolina. I just sent over an email giving a brief recap of our conversation this morning. I even attached a redacted copy of the purchase agreement with the hedge fund for any reassurance. For your reassurance. If you have any questions at all, title is also very familiar with assignments title is also very familiar with assignments. If you have any questions at all, please let me know. Please let me know. Thank you. Brief recap of our conversation this morning. I have attached a redacted copy of the purchase agreement with the hedge fund for your reassurance. Title is also very familiar with assignments. If you have any questions at all, please let me know. Thank you. Okay. That is that. All right. So let's get all this out of the way. Now, guys, this is where, so remember how I said, don't spend the money until it's in your bank account? Because things like even it's like, oh, we got the buyer, we've got this, we got that. Things still pop up. It's real estate. Now, you're like, oh, Nate, does it get better? With the more contracts you get or the more deals, is it like, oh, you get used to it? No, it sucks every time. Every time a deal falls through, it sucks. But I'm confident. I'm confident this won't move forward. It'd be silly at this point. From my point of view, it would seem so silly for them to cancel it. Because it's not that there's any question on if we're going to close. So the only reason for them to cancel would just be nah, we don't do assignments, right? And that, I don't know. That kind of stuff doesn't make sense to me. All right, let's see what goodies. Oh wait, oh no, this is just a training. Okay, so no privy stuff this morning. Cool. What else did we have to do? Oh, so the property, where is it? Where's this one? This is one we just got contracted. All right, let me see. We'll see. Let me hit up Renan. I think Renan. Hey, Renan, I hope all is well. You know what? Let me just call him. Sometimes he's busy. Sometimes he picks up.
Hello.
Hey, Renan, how you doing?
I'm doing good. Yourself?
I'm doing good, man. I found that next one for you.
Oh, good. Yeah, where is it at?
So this one is it's in Castleberry. It's on Kewanee Trail.
Okay.
It's a 3-bed, 2-bath. It's like 1,900 square feet, like just under 1,900 square feet. It's got a 2-car garage, and it's dated. So definitely needs update. Definitely needs some work. I was gonna see. So can I just be super transparent with you on this one?
Yes, sir.
All right, cool. I'm not looking to get rich off this one. I think I didn't even want to make the offer at, so I have it right now at 310, which I mean you might be able to buy it like right at that number. Honestly, I would have liked to have been able to bring it to you at a lower price, but the agent was like, no, like please, like do the offer. They will like renegotiate and be able to come down. So right now, I have the contract price at 310. But I told her, I was like, look, I'm gonna need a good reduction on it. After I walk it. So what I'd love to do, I'm not looking to get rich on this one. Ideally, like I'd love to get 10 grand. But if I'm able to negotiate it like 40 under, cool. Like, I'll let you keep that spread. The only thing that I ask is I can set up a time that's convenient for you to walk the property, and you can kind of let me know, hey, this is what it needs. If 310 works, cool. We can just move forward with that, and then I'll just try to renegotiate with them to get my fee in there. Or like if you need it lower than 310, you can just let me know, and then I'll renegotiate it. So that's at a price that works for you. And then the only thing I would need is just your feedback on the rehab, so I can kind of bring that to them as like, hey, this is what we're looking at. This is all the stuff the property needs.
Okay. Can you send me some pictures and video?
Yeah. Do you want me to send to you a text or email?
Email is better.
Okay. Yeah. She only has a few pictures. The agent only has very few pictures, and she said they did clean up more stuff like from the pictures, like it's kind of, there's a bunch of kind of stuff in there. It's basically 2 old people that live in this house for like 50 years. So there's some stuff in the pictures, but she said it's cleaner than what the pictures look. But I'll send them to you. There's only like maybe 10 pictures, but I'll send you what I got, and then I'll send you the address and the details on it, and then you let me know. What's that?
You already got the other one in the contract too?
The Beachman?
Yeah.
Yeah. That one we have sold.
Awesome. All right. Yeah, send it to my email, and we'll get that over. And I'll take a look at it whenever I get a chance. Give us some feedback on it.
Okay. Cool. Sounds good. Right. I'll shoot you an email now.
Thank you, brother.
All right. Thanks, man. Take care. Bye-bye. Boom. Easy as that. All right. So let's send this dude an email. Renan, my man. Now, you got to be careful with who you have that conversation with. So this guy, super chill, right? Like we spoke to him like over a week ago, and I was like, yo, this guy's my new favorite buyer. super cool. He's like, dude, I don't care how much. He's like, you can tell me how much you make. So that's why I had no problem telling him on this. I was like, dude, look, here's the whole picture. That, and I think for this property, I could be wrong, but for me, I'm pretty sure on this one, like it's going to be hard to make the deal work. Just because I don't know if they're going to want to come down as much. I might be losing money. I might, be able to get the deal done. Who knows? I care more about getting the deal done, and like I'd rather make a base hit, and get the deal done, like guaranteed, smooth, easy. Then it's like, oh well, like instead of making 10, like, yo, dude, you might have been able to make 15 or 18, but it's like I would have had to jump through a bunch of hoops, and I would have might have gotten 0, right? And I would have had all this uncertainty. Me, I like certainty. So that's what we're going with on this one. All right, where's Renan? Renan. Do I have your email, Renan? I do. And she sent me, did I save the pictures for Kawani? Nope. Let's make a new folder. Rename it pics. And then Glandis. Where's the one you sent me with the pictures? This one? Yeah. Please let me know when you will be scheduling the inspection. Okay, we'll do. We will likely need to schedule at least 2 or 3 times to get inside the property. So this is Glendis's assistant. So she just texted me. She was like, hey, please let me know, when you'll be scheduling the inspection. I said, okay, we'll do. We will likely need to schedule at least 2 or 3 times to get inside the property. Now, what am I doing? I'm setting expectations. I'm letting her know, like, hey, like it's going to be multiple walkthroughs and there's like multiple people. Now, I already explained that to Glendis. So hopefully it won't be an issue. Downloads. Let's do. Let's do copy Orlando Kawani pics. Paste. Let's click on one. Cool. All right, let's see what she texted back. No problem. It's on a super lockbox, if I'm not mistaken. I like that. So basically, she's just saying, like, yeah, it's a lockbox. Like, do what you got to do. We love that. We love it when they're like, yeah, it's on a lockbox. Just like, here's the code. That's our favorite. Okay, back to email with Renan. Please do text pictures and stuff with the property. So I'm just gonna copy and paste this right in my email so that he knows. Hey Renan, I'm gonna put that in there. Let's do address 2103. Now, the other thing, you notice how he asked about that other property and was like, oh yeah, that's sold. Right? So I let him have a first look at it, but he wasn't really able to set up a time to go see it. And basically what I did was I just conveyed to him, like, yeah, bro, my properties are deals. Like, you got to be quick, like when I hit you up to look at it. And they're deals. You want them. People are buying them. Kewanee Trail, Castleberry, 32707. 707. Price. Currently contracted at 310. I will only be taking a 10K. 310. Will be looking to renegotiate. Sellers are aware. Let's see what she said. Let me confirm with Glendis. Also, the seller works nights and sleeps in the morning, so I have to give him enough notice to schedule times. Okay, got it. Okay, thanks. Cool. You're on it today, man. Good job. Thank you. Thank you. Fire. That is right. We are on fire today. It's because it's Friday, guys. Fire is always burning on a Friday, man. Now, right as I say that, the other agent's gonna call me back. She's like, "Yeah, no, we're not assigning it. It's canceled." You gotta laugh, guys. You gotta be able to laugh at it. All right, cool. So what do I want to say to Renan? We got the address, we got the price. So I want to give him notes. Let me know when you would like to do a walkthrough. Say this weekend. This weekend, and I can schedule it. Let me know when you would like to do a walkthrough this weekend, and I can schedule it. To do a walkthrough this weekend, and I can schedule it. Walk the property. Let me know. Give me some feedback on the rehab. Let me know what price you would need it at. If 310K is able to work for you, please just let me know, and then I will just look to negotiate a fee, to negotiate my fee with the seller. Let me know. Negotiate my fee with the seller. Have any questions? Please let me know. Thanks, Nathan. 551. Below are pictures for the property, as we discussed earlier. The seller is cleaning up a lot more, and the house is cleaner than the pictures look. All right. The only other thing I want to add are, let's just get them from Redfin. I just want to get these outside pictures also. Wait, so that agent can't? No. It's not canceled. Basically, so we asked them if we could do it, like, hey, can we do an addendum to make this assignable? Because for us to do a double close, because our end buyer doesn't want to do all the closing fees, they only want to handle the buyer side. For us to do a double close, it would be really expensive. Like the amount of money that we would make on this deal would subtract like $5-6 grand from that. We don't want to lose $5-6 grand, just have to do a double close. So instead, we're just like, hey, can we make it assignable? Honestly, I thought it was going to go smoother than it did. So we'll see. And then she starts bringing up like, oh yeah, like where's EMD from you guys? So we'll see. We'll see what she comes back with. I mean, if we have to double close, then we have to. It is what it is. But either way, it's, we're here to make the deal close. So, and for her, like, she's just not familiar with, with an assignment. Like, which is, I don't know, those things are so interesting to me. She's like, yeah, Ben, I don't know this number. I'm not going to answer that right now. So she's like, yeah, I've been in real estate for like 23 years. And she's like, yeah, I've never done an assignment. And she's like, oh, honestly, I probably should have educated her a little bit more on what an assignment was. Just so that, she could be a little bit more educated and understand it more. But basically she was just like, oh, I don't know. It always seemed like this kind of weird, sketchy thing that you hear about sometimes. As Caroline, she just texted me. As per received, will you also please try to get me a copy of your escrow receipt? Emailed Allie, and now it's saying she's out of the office. I want to make sure it's in and that we have an active contract before working on assignment. Thank you. All right, let's see. Who called me? Huh. I don't know if that was a cold call from a wholesaler or if that was like a dude that I must have cold called a long time ago. So this guy from the guy, this is Marco. He was like, I was calling to see if you had any homes for sale. He's like, I just moved up to Dutchess County because like I used to like market in that area. Yeah, I don't know. That was funny. Super random. All right. It's running. Let's attach. So did I answer that? So no, it's not canceled. We're just so originally the contract we signed is not assignable. So we were looking at double close, but a double close would be really expensive. And cut into our wholesale fee. So we're asking her, hey, now the other thing is we're not asking her on like day 2, right? We're asking her when we have like everything lined up, right? When she feels good with us, like, hey, we're here. We don't need any more inspections. We don't need any more walkthroughs, none of that stuff. So like, yeah, we're at this point. Kawani. All right, so let's add all these in here. Oh, I'm so silly. I am so silly. Nate, what are you doing? What are you doing, kid? All right, what we're going to do is we're going to make it a little bit nicer. We're going to put it in a Google Drive. And then we're just going to give them the link. Deals. Kawani. Oh, did I already have them here? What am I doing? What am I doing? I already had these from the other day. Copy link. All right. Please see the details. I'm just going to get rid of this because we don't need that anymore. We're going to copy this, paste that up here, get rid of this. Here is link for pictures. Go back here, copy this link. New deal for you in Castleberry. Got the link, got the address. Okay, cool. Now I'm going to text him, let him know I just sent it to him. Oh, Taylor, I think you had messaged earlier about if I took a look at your property. So I had one guy that was interested in, so the bigger property, I think that was like a 4-2 or something. I know that one I don't think I'd be able to do. The one in the Pine Hills area, I might have a buyer for. I got to follow up with him. But probably, yeah, my guess is probably not so much for those two. And then I think you had a few other properties down here that I actually didn't get a chance to look at just yet. I've just been, so even like after the stream here, like my whole days have been like nonstop, like on the phone with this person, on the phone with that person, on the phone with that person, mostly just kind of coordinating. The deal that we've got right now that we're trying to get to close, and then the whatchamacallit, the new one that we just got. Where is Renan? Hey, Renan. Just emailed you over the details on the property. Is there a time that I can schedule a walkthrough for you this weekend. Is there time that I can schedule a walkthrough for you this weekend? Boom, sent. Now, this is kind of going to be another thing is, so the one issue I have had with him is, like, for at least the Beachman property, it was really hard to, like, sometimes you hear back from him and he's like, you're able to be in touch. And then other times it's like, I might not hear from him for like 2 days. And then just like really slow and difficult to set up a time to go view a property. That like that'll kill your deals. Now it's one thing if you're doing off market and you're able to like negotiate contracts where it's like you've got a full 30-day inspection, that's one thing. But when you're doing on market, like you've got 3 to 5 days. So it's like, one, you want to be contacting your buyers like, bro, like we just signed this, like, I don't know, like 10 minutes and then we're reaching out to our buyer on it, or at least within like half hour. So it's not like you want to wait a day or whatever, like get on that right away. So if he's too slow, then that'll be a problem for us. Not that it makes him a bad buyer, but it's going to be hard for us to do as many deals as we wanted with him. Okay. So what do we got? So we got Renan taking a look at that one. Just shot him a text. Caroline, we're going to have to get that sorted out today. And then, yeah, I think that's it. Let's see. Who do we got that I think would be a good fit? Who am I the top buyers? That wouldn't be a good fit for Miguel. Caesar, probably not the right guy. Liam, what was my conversation with Liam? Oh, he's Keegley. Oh, that's Jessica Love. She's hedge fund. Adrian. Oh, Adrian was from Tampa. Damn Tampa. Yeah, this property is going to be too expensive for him. Just because they only buy at like $250 with rehab included. Or no, I think it's just purchase price. But still, either way, this deal isn't $250. Jacob, he's with New Western, so that's kind of expensive to work through him. I typically get pretty low feedback from him. Wholesaler Israel, I think I could hit up. Renato has about no. Ben, so I'll probably shoot these guys a text. I do want to give Renan a first chance though, so I'm gonna give him a little bit of time to try to get back to me. Hopefully he's able to get me, an answer within like an hour or two, about setting up a time for him. Otherwise, it's like I got to do what I got to do, and then start reaching out to other people. Now, the other thing though is I'm not going to be telling other people what I have it contracted at. So there, like, he does have that advantage. All right, let's try and find some new deals. Let's call Patty. Is it doing that thing again? All right. Patty. 1959, a little on the old side. Let's call her up. Where's her number? For 7-426-9744. Hi, I was looking to speak with Patty.
Yeah, Miss Patty Root is not in the office at the moment. I can help you with any of your questions.
Yeah, I was looking to ask her a little bit about a property. I guess I had one quick question. I know she has a listing on Rockwell Road. That's not an REO, is it?
That is a Heckham property. I would say, is it the 1907
Yep.
Rockwell? Perfect. Did you see this property off phonepath.fanniemae.com?
No, I just saw it listed online. But so
Okay,
this is
no
a foreclosure property?
Correct. Yeah.
Okay, got it.
I would definitely recommend going on phonepath.fanniemae.com. It has a ton of information about the property that we're talking about now, and it has a ton of information on Fannie Mae in general. But with that property, it is a Heckham property. Are you familiar with Heckham's?
No, what's that?
So Heckham property is a home equity conversion mortgage. I'm sure you've heard of a reverse mortgage before.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, it's when those reverse mortgages go under foreclosure, they get taken to Fannie Mae, and then HUD gives them guidelines. And they're pretty strict guidelines. There are main four that we tell everybody to be familiar with. The first four are: the property will not be sold under the listed price or the appraised value. There will be no repairs to the home. The seller won't repair anything on the property, so it's truly an as-is property. The seller will not use any buyer concessions, like no seller concessions. They won't pay for any closing costs or whatnot, and they will not turn on any utilities for any inspections. But those are the main fours for these Heckham properties. There are a ton more, but we like to tell those four.
Got it. Okay. Awesome. Yeah, I think that answers all my questions. If I need anything else, I'll give a call back.
Yeah, perfect. Thank you.
All right. Thanks so much. Take care.
You too.
Bye-bye. All right. Why is this one on here? This is saying off market. Is this on a list? Not on a list. I know we looked at that yesterday. Let's look at this one. Under contract. Was this under contract? So we just added this. Yes, they went under contract yesterday. And they listed it the day before. Yeah, I want to get in touch with this dude. Let's see. Was he the guy that... There was an agent that texted me back yesterday. Oh, no, I think that was someone totally different. All right, so let's call this guy Raphael. (407-731-9760).
Hi, I'm sorry that I missed your call.
Let's try him again.
Hi, I'm sorry that I missed your call. Thank you for calling Raphael.
just leave me a detailed message, and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. Or if you prefer, just text me so that way I know exactly what we're talking about, and I can call you back as soon as I can. Well, thank you, and have a wonderful day.
Hey, Raphael, this is Nathan. I was calling about a listing of yours. If you could, please give me a call when you get the chance. Number's 845-853-6551. Thanks. All right, let's shoot him a text. Nate, after using Privy and all the other services, which one would you recommend I use? PropStream, but I really like Privy. Does Privy have skip tracing? That's a good question. I don't know. I don't think it has skip tracing. I could be wrong. But I'm pretty sure Privy does not have skip tracing. But skip tracing, like you could just you could like pull a list and then just upload that list to something like a batch leads, or not batch leads, batch skip tracing, which is like just the skip tracing. And then you could just skip trace that list. So this is my first time using Privy. There's some things I really like about it. So one big thing is I'm not using Privy for off market, direct to seller. I know there's ways that you can use it for that. I don't know much about it, and I've never used it for that. So for direct to seller, I don't know with this software. Not saying it's not good. I just haven't used it for that, or I'm not familiar with it. One thing I like, I love like the comping for this. Now here's the other kind of really big thing is Privy is not in every market. So when I did my market selection, I knew I was planning to, try out and use Privy. But I also specifically, I was only open to picking a market that Privy had access to. Now there's a number of markets that they have access to, but I would say whatever market you're planning to do, if you are going to use Privy, make sure they have access there. Personally, I probably wouldn't use Privy if they didn't have access to my market. If they didn't have like the direct MLS access. They have like a list somewhere on their website where they say like, hey, here's all the places we have direct MLS access. And I know they're constantly working on kind of growing it and expanding it. So, even if they don't have it right now, it doesn't mean they never will. It just means, they might have it in just a little bit of time. PropStream, I've used PropStream a ton. I've liked PropStream a lot. It's been a little while since I've used it, but I have liked PropStream a lot for comping. Batch, so batch leads, I've enjoyed pulling lists from. It's been a while since I've used batch leads. So I didn't really use their dialer. I've used their texting platform, which is cool, but it's also really expensive, in my opinion. There's also people that aren't crazy about like kind of some of the restrictions and stuff that they follow. But batch, I think, is good for pulling lists. I really don't like, it's been a while. I don't know what updates or changes they've made to it, but I personally did not like batch's like comping tool. I just wasn't a fan of it. And like the funny thing is like, guys, there's like a lot of it is personal preference too. Like I've talked with people, so where they're like, dude, I love the comping tool on batch. They're like, the things that I dislike, they're like, oh dude, like that's my favorite part about that thing. So a lot of it's personal choice. They're all pretty good. And a lot of it, I will say, it depends on what you're doing. Like if you're looking to do on market, if you're looking to do on market deals, then I would unless there's been some major changes with the other platforms that I haven't seen or don't know about, to me, in my opinion, like hands down, Privy, like there's nothing that even comes close to comparing with Privy. For off market, I don't know how Privy works for off market, but my gut kind of has me leaning towards the other ones, like either PropStream or Batch. I don't know. Now, the crazy thing though is Jerry Norton just came out with what's it called, PropWire, to where you can pull lists. You would still need to skip trace it, but like you can pull like an absentee owner list, like 100% free. And like we had him on a call one time with Nathan Payne's mentorship and group, and well, like right when he launched it, and because I was asking about it, and I just asked him straight out. I was like, hey, look, like the one question kind of we all have is like, okay, it's awesome that it's free, but like, is the data any good? And so he kind of explained to like why he built this, what he's done. Basically, he's like, dude, I'm spending a ridiculous amount of money. He's like, most people update it, their data is updated every month. He's like, this is getting updated daily. And he's like, I'm spending a ton of money on this because he believes that like years out, when this has a ton of people using it, like that's when the payoff will be, not from like you signing, paying for subscriptions to pull the data, but from like ads and other stuff. So pretty much he's paying, like he wants a thing to be really, 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 really good. And his goal isn't to make money off you right now. And he says the data is legit. So honestly, I would try that out. And then what you could do is, because there's no subscription, so like you would save like $100. So what I would do is I would try that out. I would use I think it's called PropWire to pull a list for like direct to seller stuff, and then I would skip trace it through like batch skip tracing. You don't need a subscription for batch skip tracing. You can just upload the list and skip trace it. And then other tools, if you're doing a dialer, so texting, I was gonna try out what is it called? REI Reply. So there's a platform called Twilio, which is used for text. It's like really complicated. You have to it's very similar to like Podio, where Podio, like it's cool, you can do all this stuff, but it's like it's useless unless you know how to like build all of it out. That's what Twilio is like for texting and calling and stuff like that. REI Reply is where they took Twilio and they're like, hey, we built this all out for you for like wholesalers. And it's all pre-set up. It is a little bit more complicated. Like there's a little bit of a learning curve to it. But it's only like $50 a month, and the cost per text was like a fraction of like the next cheapest one. When I say a fraction, like I think it was like 1/4, 1/5 the price, like significantly less. It might have even been cheaper than that, honestly. So if I were to use texting, I would give that a go. I've spoke with a few people that they've said they've really liked it. I personally didn't test it out though. And then for calling, if I wanted to use a dialer, Ready Mode is the best one, but I don't recommend it. One, it's like typically, I think they typically charge up front. They like to charge like where you pay for the year up front, so it can be a bit expensive. I think you can do it monthly though. But the thing with Ready Mode is like it's complicated, and especially if you're new, I don't recommend it. I would recommend something much simpler. Like I used Mojo when I first got started. Super simple, super easy. Like the biggest thing, especially if you're newer looking to get started, like take away all the things that could like get in the way of executing, right? So like, oh wait, I got to learn how to use this thing. I want like, so like Mojo, it's super, like, dude, you could pay for it, and then in like 15 minutes, you're like, okay, I know how this thing works. Like, and I can start making calls. Ready Mode, bro, like honestly, it could take you like a week, 2 weeks to like figure it out, depending how much time you spend to like really figure out how it works. It's not very user friendly. So I would say Mojo for a dialer. I would try REI Reply for texting. I would test out PropWire for pulling data, and then I'd probably skip trace it through batch skip tracing. If I was doing anything on market like I'm doing right now, I would use Privy if I'm in a market that Privy's in. And then as far as batch versus like batch leads or like a prop stream, so I'd have to look more at PropWire, because I think you can even use PropWire to comp and stuff. So, because kind of like the purpose of PropWire is to like basically disrupt like all the other companies. Like, so people are like, wait, I don't need to spend $100, $150 or whatever on like just to be able to pull a list. Like, yeah, I can just go over here and do it for free. Like that was the whole purpose of him kind of building that thing, to disrupt that whole industry. So I would say, like, so long as it's good, dude, use that for like everything, because I think you can comp and stuff too with it. So just make sure you can comp. But yeah, I hope that answers your question. Those are kind of all the tools that I'm relatively familiar with. I've even used other stuff like Roar. Not really a fan of Roar. I know some people really like it. It's really cheap. That's for texting. But it's kind of like finicky. I've used Smartphone as like, you know, a second phone that you can connect to your Podio. I like Smartphone. Honestly, I've really liked just using my cell phone for like this whole challenge, because one thing with Smartphone is like I would consistently be told that my numbers would come up as spam. And that's a problem when you're trying to get a hold of people. So yeah, I've used Smartphone though. I'm trying to think what else. Smartphone's like $50 a month, and then you got to pay for your number, just like a few bucks a month. Trying to think. I think I think I kind of covered them all. But yeah, I mean, I highly recommend be as budget as you can get into. Oh, I've used Deal Machine for like a driving for dollars. I have not used any of the other driving for dollars apps that are out there. But so I'm like, I could be totally wrong, but I mean, I'm pretty sure Deal Machine's by far the best. Pretty sure. I mean, I could be wrong. I don't know. Maybe there's someone out there that would argue with me on it. But I mean, Deal Machine, it's like that's the only thing that they do. Like, we only have a driving for dollars app, so it's pretty good. I've used it a bunch. I like it. I think if you're doing any kind of driving for dollars, like, I'm not gonna lie, I'm not a fan of how pricey it is. It is $100 a month. I think it's like $150 if you want to be able to pull 1,000 records per month. Like, if you want to add 1,000 properties a month and then be able to export it, I think it's like $150 a month, which is kind of pricey, in my opinion. But you're able to be so efficient and so much more effective with your time. So, you know, there is that. But yeah, that's pretty much all the tools. Cool. Well, guys, that wraps up. Oh, really important before you guys leave. Guys, today is the last day. I will be on this will get streamed to Facebook. So for the whole rest of the challenge, I will only be streaming to Nathan Payne's YouTube channel. So if you're not already a subscriber, please, like, right now, go to YouTube, type in Nathan Payne, and then subscribe to his YouTube channel. And then all next week and for the rest of the challenge, you will get to see me live on YouTube. So you can go there, you can comment there, we can chit chat, but that is the only place that it'll get streamed live. But everything else is still the same. I'm still going live. You know, today was day 18. So Monday is going to be day 19. Again, everything else is still the same. 9 a.m. Eastern. I'll see you guys on Monday. Guys, be safe. Have a great weekend. And I'll see y'all on Monday. Later, gang.